Welcome, dearly beloved anointed ones. Come closer and settle into this sacred moment with me. Take one slow breath. Let your shoulders soften. Let the room become quieter. Let the word Mother settle gently in your heart, without forcing a memory, a tear, or an answer. Here we gather to pray, to reflect, and to find strength when grief returns in ways we did not expect. These messages are created to bring comfort to wounded hearts, renew faith, and gently guide you back toward peace, truth, and wise healing. Tonight's message begins with a tender idea. Your mother, who has passed from this life, still has something you need to hear. The original message says, she has been begging heaven since yesterday, sending dreams, numbers, birds, scents, flickering lights, and sudden sensations so that you would finally listen. Some people find comfort in these images. Others may feel pressured, confused, or afraid that they missed a supernatural sign. We need to be careful with grief. A memory can arrive through a song. A familiar scent can bring your mother's face back in an instant. A dream can feel like a reunion. A photograph can open a door to emotions you thought were gone. Some people understand these moments spiritually. Others understand them as the mind, body, and heart carrying love through memory. You do not have to force one explanation. You do not have to believe that your mother is literally speaking through a video in order for your bond to remain real. This message will not tell you that she is disappointed because you almost scrolled away. It will not tell you that a miracle depends on subscribing. It will not claim that every chill, number, bird, or flickering light is a command from heaven. Instead, it will help you listen to what the memory of your mother may still be asking of you. Archangel Michael is remembered as a protector and defender of truth. His presence in this message represents courage, emotional protection, and the strength to face grief without allowing guilt or fear to control your life. Stay with me as we move deeper, because before this message reaches its final prayer, we will explore 3 things your mother's memory may still be asking from you. To forgive yourself, to protect your peace, and to live the part of your life that is still unfinished. The final part may be where love becomes action. Beloved, what is the sentence you have repeated since she died? I should have known. I should have called. I should have been there. I should have noticed. I should have forgiven sooner. I should have done more. Grief often turns love into a list of accusations against the self. You remember the final days with perfect hindsight. You see every missed opportunity as though you should have known it was the last. But you were not standing in the future. You were living inside ordinary time. You had incomplete information. You were tired, buzzy, afraid, confused. Perhaps you were also carrying your own pain. Self-forgiveness does not mean pretending every choice was perfect. It means refusing to use the rest of your life as punishment for being human. The first request hidden inside your mother's memory may be this: please stop blaming yourself for what you could not control. Perhaps she was ill. You made appointments, managed medicine, asked questions, sat beside her. Still, the outcome did not change. Caregivers often believe that enough love should have created a different ending. But love cannot control mortality. You may have made a mistake. That does not mean you caused everything that followed. Medical situations involve illness, timing, treatment limits, resources, the person's own decisions, and human uncertainty. If one decision continues to torment you, speak with a qualified professional who can help you review the facts. Grief can reduce a complex situation to one sentence. If these prayers and messages have brought comfort, clarity, or strength to your life, you may choose to support this work through Buy Me a Coffee. The link is pinned in the comments and included in the description. Your support helps us continue creating thoughtful messages of faith, healing, and encouragement for people around the world. There is no pressure, and no blessing, protection, or prayer is ever purchased here. Your presence is already deeply valued. I failed her. Reality may be much larger. Before we continue, subscribe if this channel helps you pray, reflect, and return to peace. Subscribing does not connect you to your mother or activate divine protection. It simply helps you find these messages again when you need encouragement. Take another breath. Perhaps you were not there at the end. Distance, work, money, family conflict, travel, estrangement. You may feel that absence proves a lack of love. It does not. Presence matters. But love cannot always overcome circumstance. You may need to grieve the goodbye you did not have. Coquette one now in a grounded way. Write a letter. Visit a meaningful place. Speak with a counselor. Cook her favorite meal. Write a prayer. The ritual cannot change the past. It can give the body a place to release what remained unfinished. Now let us continue. One healing exercise is to write 2 letters. The first is from you to your mother. Tell the truth. I miss you. I am angry. I wish you had protected me. I wish I had understood you. I am sorry. I loved you even when our relationship was difficult. Do not make the letter spiritually perfect. Let it be human. The second letter can be an imagined compassionate response. Be honest with yourself. This is not proof that your mother is literally speaking through your hand. It is a therapeutic way to hear the kindest, wisest, most accountable response you need. Perhaps, you did not fail me. I am sorry for what I could not give you. Please stop living as though grief is a sentence. Take care of your body. Ask for help. Do not return to people who continually harm you. Live. This exercise may reveal that the permission you wanted from your mother is something your own heart is ready to receive. There is another form of guilt, the guilt of relief. Perhaps the caregiving season was exhausting. Perhaps your mother was in pain. Perhaps the relationship was controlling, volatile, or emotionally unsafe. When she died, grief arrived. But relief may have arrived too. This can feel shameful. Relief does not prove you did not love her. It may mean your body is no longer living in constant crisis. A relationship can contain love and fear at the same time. You may miss your mother and still recognize that being around her was difficult. You may be grateful for what she gave and angry about what she withheld. Death does not turn a complicated mother into a perfect one. Mature grief allows contradiction. She loved me and she hurt me. She sacrificed and she controlled. She did the best she could and her best still wounded me. You do not need to erase pain in order to honor the good. The original message says your mother is furious about the way you speak to yourself. We cannot know what she would say, but we can examine the voice you carry. Do you call yourself weak? Too sensitive? A disappointment? A failure? Where did that language begin? Perhaps it came from family, school, a partner, your mother, your own fear. The voice may sound familiar because it has been repeated for years, but familiarity does not make it true. Compound the accusation with responsibility and compassion. Instead of, I ruin everything, say, I made a mistake and I can repair what is possible. Instead of, I am too much, say, my feelings are real and I can express them with care. Instead of, I should be over this, say, grief has no simple calendar, but I can seek support. This is not empty positivity. It is truthful self-talk. Stay with me a little longer, because the next part may help you recognize the difference between protecting your peace and isolating yourself, because grief made trust feel dangerous. The second request hidden inside your mother's memory may be this. Protect your peace. The original message warns that someone nearby is pretending to care and sending jealous energy. This kind of claim can make grieving people suspicious of everyone. A quiet reaction is not proof of envy. A strange look is not proof of betrayal. A dream does not identify an enemy. But relationships can be draining. People can be controlling. They may minimize your grief, pressure you to move on. Ask intrusive questions, use your vulnerability, borrow money, share private stories. Create conflict during a time when you need support. Do not label them as spiritually dark without evidence. Look at behavior. Do they respect your boundaries? Do they keep confidence? Do they make your grief about themselves? Do they contact you only when they need something? Do they pressure you financially? Do they become angry when you say no? Do they use your mother's memory to control you? Behavior provides clearer information than intuition alone. Protecting peace may mean reducing access, not sharing every plan, not answering immediately. Leaving a conversation that becomes cruel, refusing money requests, muting a contact, choosing not to attend a gathering. You may say, "I am not discussing this today. I need more time. I am not able to help financially. Please do not share that information. I am grieving differently, and I need you to respect that." These statements are not spiritual warfare. They are healthy boundaries. There is another danger, isolation. You may decide that no one understands. You stop returning calls. Avoid every gathering. Keep all grief private. At first, isolation feels safe. Over time, it can deepen pain. Protection is not the same as disappearing. Choose people carefully. One trustworthy friend, a sibling, a grief counselor, a support group, a pastor who respects professional care, someone who can sit with your sadness without trying to turn it into a prophecy. You do not need many people. You need safe people. There is another part we have not reached yet. Sometimes the person draining your peace is not outside you. It is the part of you that keeps returning to the same painful scene, hoping repetition will finally change the ending. Keep listening, because this is where grief can become a cycle of self-punishment without anyone realizing it. You open old messages every night. Replay the last voicemail, reach for signs. Watch video after video promising direct communication. For a moment you feel close to her, then the loss becomes sharper. This does not mean remembrance is wrong. It means you may need a container. Choose a time to remember intentionally. 20 minutes with photos, a letter, a walk, a prayer. Then return to the present. Eat, shower, call someone. The goal is not to stop remembering. It is to prevent grief from occupying every hour. There are particular days when a mother's absence becomes louder. Her birthday, the date of her death, Mother's Day, a holiday, your own birthday, a family wedding, a medical crisis, the first time something happens and she is not there to call. The body may react before the mind remembers the date. Sleep changes, energy drops, irritability rises. You may feel confused until you look at the calendar. Plan gently for these days. Decide where you want to be, who you want nearby, what tradition you want to keep, what invitation you may decline. You do not have to perform grief publicly. You do not have to post a tribute. You do not have to appear strong for the family. You may choose one simple act: flowers, a meal, a walk, a prayer, a story. Then choose one act that returns you to the present. Call a friend. Watch something comforting, eat something nourishing. A remembrance day should include support, not only endurance. If the day passes more easily than expected, do not create guilt. A lighter day does not mean love has faded. It means the nervous system received a moment of peace. The original message tells you to sleep with a letter under your pillow, because your mother will read it. You may place the letter somewhere meaningful, but do not depend on a supernatural response. The value of the letter is that you finally spoke. If you dream afterward, receive whatever comfort it brings. If you do not dream, the exercise still mattered. Healing is not cancelled by silence. The original message also says to place water near the bed, light a candle, speak her name. and expect a visitation at a specific time. Rituals can help when they are safe, voluntary, and understood symbolically, but they are not required. Do not use fire carelessly. Do not stay awake waiting for a sign. Sleep deprivation can intensify anxiety, grief, and unusual experiences. RET is not missing the moment, RET is care. If you wake at a certain time, do not assume a portal has opened. Notice the body, breathe, write down a dream if needed. Return to sleep when you can. A grounded spiritual life does not require constant alertness. It makes room for peace. Now let us return to the heart of the message. The original script speaks about a hidden object under the bed or inside an old box that carries your mother's energy. There may indeed be a box, photos, letters, jewelry, a scarf, a recipe, a small object with her handwriting. Finding it can be emotional. But the object does not need to contain supernatural power in order to matter. It holds association, touch, history, a moment. You may choose to open the box when you feel supported. Do not do it because a video says a miracle will occur. Do it because you are ready to remember. Prepare the space, have water, tell someone, set a time limit. If the emotions become overwhelming, stop. You can return later, choose one object, ask, what does this remind me of? What did I learn from her? What feeling appears? What do I need now? The object becomes a bridge to memory, not a command. Some belongings may also create family conflict. A sibling may want the same item. Someone may accuse another person of taking more. Grief can make small objects carry the weight of the whole relationship. Use fairness, make lists, photograph items, take turns, step mediation when necessary. Do not steal an object because you believe your spiritual bond is stronger. No one owns the entire memory of a mother. The original message promises a spiritual inheritance, money, land, love, or opportunity being released through your mother's intervention. Be careful. Inheritance is a legal and financial matter. If there is a will, estate, property, insurance, pension, account, or benefit involved, seek accurate information, review documents, meet deadlines. Contact the proper institution. Speak with a qualified professional where needed. Do not pay someone who claims they can spiritually unlock an inheritance. Do not sign under pressure. Do not give account information because a stranger says your mother sent them. Grief and financial hope can create vulnerability. A real inheritance requires process. A meaningful inheritance may also be non-financial. Her values, skills, recipes, stories, courage, faith, or a pattern you are now free to end. Ask, what did she place in my hands? What should continue? What should stop with me? You may carry her generosity and end her financial secrecy. A quiet word of gratitude before we continue. If this channel has become a place where you can breathe, pray, and hear messages that encourage healing without pressure, you may support it through Buy Me a Coffee. The link is pinned in the comments and included in the description. Every contribution helps us continue preparing and sharing these messages freely. Please support only from peace and only when it is right for you. God's love, grace, and attention are not connected to money. Carry her hospitality and end her inability to say no. Carry her strength and end her emotional silence. This is inheritance with responsibility. Some people lost their mother when they were young. They may have only fragments. A photograph, a voice remembered incorrectly, a family story, a sensation of being held. They may grieve the mother and the imagined future at the same time. The advice she never gave, the graduation she missed, the partner she never met, the child she never held. This grief can return at every stage of adulthood. At 18, you missed guidance. At 30, you understood her sacrifices differently. At 50, you may miss the only person connected to your beginning. This does not mean you failed to heal. A new version of you has encountered the loss again. Ask what this stage needs. information, comfort, a witness, permission to feel angry. You may gather stories from relatives, but remember that every storyteller has a perspective. Do not allow one person to define your mother entirely. Collect different memories. Leave room for what cannot be known. You do not need to create a perfect mother from incomplete information. A real human story is enough. Adoptive mothers, stepmothers, grandmothers, foster mothers, and other maternal figures may also hold this place. The legitimacy of grief is not decided only by biology. The bond that shaped you deserves honest recognition. The third request hidden inside your mother's memory may be this: live the unfinished part of your life. The original message promises a miracle within days or weeks. A new love, money, a home, a letter, healing. No ethical message can guarantee these outcomes, but the longing beneath the promise may be real. You want life to move again. You want a reason to hope. You want to feel that your mother's death did not end your own future. Hope can be built without false certainty. What area of life has been waiting? Health, work, friendship, love, creativity, faith. Home. You do not need a supernatural countdown. You need one responsible step. Make the appointment, wet-bait the resume, call the friend, join the group, return to the project, docricate a budget. Begin walking. Let movement become your answer to grief. Stay with me, because the next part is where continuing to live stops feeling like betrayal and begins to feel like a form of love. You may fear that joy means forgetting, that dating again means replacing, that changing the home means erasing, that laughing means you did not love her enough. But pain is not the only evidence of love. You do not need to suffer visibly in order to remain loyal. Your mother's memory can exist beside new joy, a wedding, a child, a new home, a promotion, travel, a quiet morning. You may wish she were present. Let the grief enter, then let the joy remain. You can include her memory, wear something of hers, say her name, the door, one photograph, cook her food. Then return to the living moment. The celebration does not need to become a memorial service. Balance is allowed. If new love enters your life, move slowly. Do not accept anyone simply because loneliness is painful. Do not reject a safe person, because loving again creates guilt. A healthy relationship will not demand that you erase your mother. It will also not be able to replace the care you lost. Let the new bond be itself. The same is true of friendship and community. You may find mothering qualities in another person, an older relative, a mentor, a neighbor, a faith leader. Do not force them into her role. Receive the care they actually offer. A meal, a call, advice, presence. Love can return in new forms without copying the past. The original message says your mother is arranging people and moving opportunities behind the scenes. We cannot know that. But her life may still influence your decisions. You remember what she valued, what she feared, what she wanted for you. Use the memory thoughtfully. Do not ask, what sign would she send? Ask, what choice aligns with the healthiest love she gave me? And if the relationship was harmful, what choice protects the life she could not protect? This question can be powerful. You can honor a mother by continuing her good legacy. You can also honor your own life by refusing to repeat her wounds. If you have become a parent since your mother died, the loss may have changed again. You may understand her tenderness, her fear, her exhaustion. You may forgive some things, become angrier about others. You may reach a moment with your own child and suddenly realize how much you needed from her at that age. This can be painful. Use the insight carefully. Ask, what made me feel safe? What made me feel responsible for her emotions? What do I want to repeat? What must stop with me? You do not have to parent from reaction. If she was controlling, freedom does not require emotional absence. If she had no boundaries, strength does not require harshness. Build new language. You can tell me the truth. Your feelings are not dangerous. You are not responsible for keeping me happy. I love you even when correction is needed. This is how inherited pain becomes a new family pattern. If you do not have children, the same work can happen through other relationships. Mentoring, teaching, friendship, community, being a safer adult is also a form of legacy. There is another layer to this message, and it may be the most tender. Perhaps what you miss is not only your mother, but the feeling of being someone's child. After she died, people began expecting more from you. You became the organizer, the strong one, the person who keeps traditions, the one who comforts everyone. But who comforts you? Adults still need care. You are allowed to say, I need someone to check on me. I do not want to be alone today. I need help with this decision. I need you to listen without fixing. Receiving care is not weakness. It is not replacing your mother. It is allowing human support to continue. You may also learn to mother yourself. Not through pretending you do not need others, through practical care. Eat regularly. Attend appointments. Protect your finances. Leave harmful relationships. Speak to yourself without cruelty. Keep promises to yourself. The inner voice may say, you are tired. Rest. You are frightened. Ask for help. You made a mistake. Repair it. You do not have to earn love. This is one way the bond becomes part of healing. Siblings may grieve the same mother in completely different ways. One remembers warmth, another remembers criticism. One wants every item kept, another needs the house cleared. One provided daily care, another provided money from far away. Each may believe they carried more. Do not demand one official family story. Children can grow up with the same mother and experience different relationships. Age, timing, personality, family role, illness, stress, all of these change what each child receives. You may say, I remember her differently, but I believe your experience mattered. This sentence does not require agreement. It creates room. When caregiving or estate matters are involved, use practical structure. List responsibilities. Keep records. Follow legal documents. Do not assume the closest daughter or son should carry everything. Do not assume financial contribution is the only real contribution. Do not make grief a competition. A mediator, counselor, attorney, accountant, or care coordinator may help when the family cannot communicate safely. The goal is not to prove who loved her most. The goal is to handle what remains with fairness. Beloved, let us build a simple mother healing map. Take a page and write 4 headings: guilt, peace, inheritance, life. Under guilt, write what you keep blaming yourself for: a missed call, an argument, a medical decision, an absence. Then write what was actually under your control. Under peace, write what drains you now: a person, a family conflict, a habit, constant checking for signs. Lack of sleep. Under inheritance, write what you received: loathe, fear, strength, silence, faith, a skill, a wound. Under life, write one part of your future that still needs your participation. Health, work, relationships, creativity. This map does not solve grief. It gives grief direction. Now choose one action within the next 24 hours. Write the letter. Open one box with support. Call a sibling. Make an appointment. Set a boundary. Prepare one meal, lie, sleep. Take one step toward the life that remains. Do not try to heal everything tonight. One honest action is enough. If grief has become severe, persistent, or frightening, seek professional care. You may feel unable to function, unable to imagine a future. You may experience intrusive images, panic, deep isolation, a belief that life is not worth continuing. These experiences require support. A grief counselor, doctor, therapist, support group, or other qualified professional may help. If you cannot remain safe, Seek immediate local help and stay with another person. Your mother's memory should not become a reason to disappear from your own life. Care is one way to honor the life she helped bring into the world. There is one final practical truth before the prayer. Grief affects the body. Appetite may change. Sleep may become irregular. Concentration may weaken. The immune system may feel strained. You may forget appointments, lose items, or struggle to complete ordinary tasks. Do not interpret every physical change as a sign from your mother or a spiritual attack. The body may simply be carrying prolonged stress. Return to basic care without judging how simple it seems. Drink water, eat regular meals, walk when you are able. Reduce alcohol or other substances used to numb the night. Attend medical appointments. Tell a doctor when sleep, panic, pain, or exhaustion becomes persistent. If medication is prescribed, discuss concerns with the qualified professional rather than stopping suddenly. A spiritual message should support care, not compete with it. Your mother's memory does not require you to neglect the body she once worried about. Caring for yourself may feel ordinary compared with the dramatic promises in the original message. But ordinary care is often where healing becomes real. One meal, 1 hour of sleep, one honest conversation, one appointment, one boundary. These actions may not feel like miracles. Over time, they can rebuild a life. Let the sacred become practical. Let prayer lead toward support. Let memory lead toward gentleness. Let love become something your body can actually receive. Stay with me through this final portion, because the prayer ahead is not asking your mother to prove her presence through a dream, number, bird, scent, or object. It is asking for the courage to release guilt. Protect your peace, carry forward what was good, and live. Before we pray, picture your mother as a human being, not only as an angelic symbol, a woman with a childhood, fears, dreams, mistakes, strengths, wounds, loathe. Perhaps seeing her humanity helps you understand what she could give and what she could not. Perhaps it helps you stop making yourself responsible for repairing her entire life. As we move toward the final prayer, I want to thank those who quietly make this work possible. If these messages have strengthened your faith, helped you release guilt, or given you language for healing after losing your mother, you may support the channel through Buy Me a Coffee. The link is available in the pinned comment and description. Your support helps us keep these messages accessible to people who need them. Give only if you genuinely wish to and are able. Nothing spiritual is withheld from those who do not contribute. Then ask, what would healthy love want from me now? Would it ask you to punish yourself, to remain in harmful relationships, to stop dreaming, to give up your health? Or would it ask you to protect the life still in your hands? You do not need a supernatural voice to recognize a truthful answer. Now let us pray. God of mercy, comfort and truth. Meet the person listening where the memory of their mother still hurts. Hold the final conversation, the missed goodbye, the hospital room, the empty chair, the box that has remained closed. Where this listener believes they failed, bring honest perspective. Where responsibility is real, guide them toward repair in the life that remains. Where responsibility is imagined, release the burden. Let the image of Archangel Michael remind this listener that protection can look like truth, support, boundaries, rest, and courage. Comfort those who cared for their mothers through illness, those who made impossible decisions, those who were far away, those who were estranged, those whose mothers died suddenly, those whose mothers were loving, those whose mothers were complicated, those grieving the mother they had, those grieving the mother they needed but never truly received. Where family conflict surrounds property, inheritance, or belongings, bring fairness. Where someone is manipulating grief, bring clarity. Protect this listener from people who claim exclusive access to their mother. Let no one use a mother's memory to demand money, subscriptions, comments, rituals, or fear. Let dreams and memories bring reflection without becoming commands. Where symptoms are concerning, lead them toward medical care. Where grief is overwhelming, lead them toward professional support. Where loneliness is deep, send trustworthy people. Help this listener forgive themselves slowly. Protect their peace without isolating them. Carry forward what was good, end what was harmful, befriend love without guilt. Return to life without shame. Beloved, the message is not that your mother begged heaven to send this exact video. The message is that the bond with your mother may still be asking something honest of you. Forgive yourself, protect your peace, carry forward the right inheritance. Live. When this message ends, remain quiet for 1 minute. Ask, what guilt can I question? What peace must I protect? What inheritance will I carry? What part of life needs me now? Write the answers. Choose one small action. Then let your body rest. Thank you for sharing this sacred time with us. Sukstais. If you would like to continue receiving prayers and messages that strengthen faith, grief healing, family truth, and emotional peace, share this message only if you believe it may genuinely help someone who is carrying the loss of a mother alone. May guilt loosen its grip. May memory become gentler. May harmful relationships lose access. May family conflict become clearer. May sleep return. May the body receive care. May support find you. May joy return without shame. May love continue without fear. And may the courage represented by Archangel Michael remind you that continuing to live is not abandoning your mother. You are carrying forward what mattered. You are not weak because you still miss her. You are not disloyal because you smiled. You are not faithless because you need counseling. You are not guilty because you could not control death. Take one final breath. Question the guilt. Protect the peace. Carry the love. Choose life. Walk in memory. Walk in courage. Walk in truth. Walk in peace.